350. 419. 325. 311. 303. If you are finished, unload for clear. Clear, hammer down, holster, range is clear.
Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're doing a deep dive into the Steel Challenge stage 5 to go. 5 to go is one of the more difficult stages in Steel Challenge, not because of its complexity. In fact, it's very simple, but because of its demand for accuracy. So let's start by breaking down this stage. 5 to go features 4 10-inch plates and a 12-inch stop plate. The 10-inch plates are set up in a diagonal fashion with the closest plate 10 yards from the firing line, while the farthest plate is 18 yards from the firing line. For some shooters, hitting a 10-inch plate at 18 yards under pressure can be a daunting task, which is why I'm going to give you my tips on how to get a GM run on this stage. The first thing we should discuss, and I cannot stress this enough, accuracy is paramount. Unlike many other Steel Challenge stages with large plate sizes and generous distances, the 10-inch plate is the smallest plate you'll encounter in Steel Challenge, and on this stage, you're facing 4 of them in a row. If you struggle to hold a 10-inch group at 18 yards, you may want to spend some time on the range dialing in your accuracy, because if you don't, this stage will continue to haunt you. Now, it's everyone's favorite moment. Time to talk math. The peak times for this stage are shown on the screen in front of you. For carry optics, the peak time for this stage is 12.5 seconds. If we break it down, in order to reach the peak time, you have to average 3.12 seconds per string. If we assume you have a 1.5 second draw, that leaves you 1.62 seconds for each shot in transition. That's only 0.32 seconds per plate. Now that I've put that into context for you, let's talk about what you should focus on besides accuracy. First, we'll talk about strategy. And I'm going to make this very simple. There's only one way to shoot this stage, and that's left to right. You can try shooting it right to left, plates 4, 3, 2, 1, stop, but I've never seen anyone master this perfectly. Some people try it thinking that they'll be able to speed up their cadence as the targets get closer in distance, but the large transition from plate 1 to the stop plate can be difficult and time consuming. So for now, I urge you to focus on shooting this stage left to right. Unlike a stage like Smoke and Hope, where you have 4 of the largest targets at very close ranges, this stage requires finesse. When you draw on plate 1, every plate after that is going to require more accuracy. So it is absolutely essential that you draw quickly and get your dot on target before engaging. Now, I don't say that to mean that you should take your time. By all means, as soon as you have your sights on target, you should be pressing the trigger. But what you don't want to be doing is rushing your shot or rushing your transitions. This stage takes all of your mental management. It requires a calm mind. Any tension in your shoulders or grip is going to throw you off, and you need to have a smooth trigger press. One thing that I find will cause me to have mics on this stage is the desire to shoot at a specific cadence. Because the targets are spaced apart in an even fashion and the transitions are all seemingly equal distance, it's easy to want to shoot in a rhythm that sounds fast. What I have found is that the focus should be on leading your gun with your eyes. What I mean by that is your eyes should go to the next plate as soon as you break a shot. Do not move your eyes along with your gun during a transition, because that'll ultimately slow you down and lead to bad transitions. Also, make sure that you have a smooth trigger press. Any tension in your shot can lead to a mic. This stage has little room for error, especially on plates 3 and 4. Next, make sure that your dot is on target before pressing the trigger. Shot confirmation matters a lot when you have such challenging targets. Most shooters I see attempt at this stage will struggle with targets 3 and 4. This is where you really need to dial in your ability to shoot clean.
Stand by.
The one place on this stage where you can quote-unquote muscle the gun is from plate 4 to the stop plate. The stop plate is only 7 yards from the firing line, and it's a 12-inch plate.
Stand
If
by.
you notice on this string, my transition from plate 4 to the stop plate is the most aggressive transition I have throughout the entire course of fire. And that's because the stop plate is the only plate that has a decent margin of error. The last piece of advice I have is to reinforce the idea that mental management matters most here. When it comes to all the stages in Steel Challenge, 5 to go is where I really try and calm myself mentally before I attempt it. I want my shoulders and my mind to be as relaxed as possible. Any tension or stress is going to lead to a mic. The first time I had a GM run on this stage, I didn't care what my time was going to be. I made a personal commitment to simply shoot the stage without any mics. When I did that, I was surprised to see that I got a GM run. You can do it too. You just really need to hone in your accuracy and keep a cool head.
Are you ready? Stand by.
Well, that's all I have for you guys this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have questions about this stage, or if you have any questions or comments about what you'd like to see in the future on this channel, leave them in the comments below. Please like and subscribe, and most importantly, share this video with anyone you think might be interested in getting into the sport so we can grow the sport together. Thanks again, and as always, I'll see you guys next time.